Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Monday, the 3rd day of August. It's National Georgia Day. National Watermelon Day. I like watermelon.
I love watermelon.
You know, there's some watermelon that is so delicious, and then there's sometimes you have it, and you're like, eh.
Yeah, you gotta get a good one.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, there's people like I hear them thumping them. They're thumping a melon. They know. I did that once. I'm like, what am I listening for? One of my favorite watermelon stories, I took watermelon, 2 of them, to a company picnic. This is like 25 years ago. And I saw everybody else was labeling things. So they had like no onions or whatever on the stuff they brought. So I took the same labels and I put boiled and I put fried on the 2. And I had people looking, I'm going to try a little bit of each. I'm like, you don't boil or fry a watermelon. And it's National Grab Some Nuts Day today. So all of those things happening. And speaking of nuts, the guy that I have for my Movie Star Monday, this guy is insane. I am so worried to even be talking to him. SteveO. He's become famous for doing just some crazy stuff. And he's got a new comedy special. And I'm reading the disclaimers about this comedy special. It's maybe not the best. But anyway, we'll be chatting.
I haven't thought about him for
No, me neither.
years.
We're going to chat with him coming up in a bit.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A new study found that eating chocolate more than once per week will prevent heart disease. Yes! I am on the cutting edge of this health trend, Heidi. So all you need to do is eat chocolate more than once per week, and it will help
It's got to be the dark chocolate.
Hey, don't rain on my parade.
I'm sorry.
I'm still celebrating over here.
Reese's peanut butter cups don't count.
You never know. I've got a link to the story, Dr. Heidi. You're not a doctor? Quit giving me medical advice. I will be reading this and see if I can, whatever I can have. And you can too. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. This is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. A Georgia mother is visiting Disney's Epcot Center with her family, including her 7-month-old daughter, and allegedly filled her diaper bag with more than baby products. She loaded 2 pistols and some marijuana as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 27-year-old Unique Smith, Yunique, of Stone Mountain, accused of carrying the firearms and the weed when she showed up at the back entrance of the Florida theme park back in July on the 18th. Orange County deputy responded to a report of a guest with a firearm and marijuana at 6:40 p.m., escorted Smith back to the back office along with a 7-year-old son and the baby's father.
Classy.
Disney prohibits all guests, including those with concealed weapon permits, from bringing firearms into the theme parks. Smith, who had less than 20 grams of marijuana, was charged with carrying a concealed weapon and possession of cannabis. So there you go. It's not a great idea right there. That is what happens, though, when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Saturday Night Live is planning a live in-studio return for season number 46. That's next year. But they won't have an audience, like an in-studio audience. They're hoping to have an audience watching on TV.
So they can't call it Saturday Night Live anymore.
They can do it live. It just wouldn't be live in front of a studio audience. They would have just like the crew watching, and they would be doing it live on television. It just wouldn't be it wouldn't be the same. Casting calls are underway for the Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragon. So this isn't what happened after Game of Thrones. This is what led up to the Game of Thrones. So they have quite a following too.
I've never seen any of those.
Nor have I.
You?
And I don't want to, because if we do,
well, it's not my kind of thing.
just
anyway.
got sucked into another, and then we keep promising we're not going to do any series anymore, and then we saw one and we're like, that looks interesting. Oh,
I mean,
no,
it's all right. I don't
Series.
have to watch them all, but
And final story here: Fox News host Tucker Carlson says the New York Times is planning to publish his address in an upcoming story as a way to intimidate him to stop disagreeing with their reporting. That's not a good idea. That's a bad way to do things.
whose address?
Fox News host Tucker Carlson. New York Times is going to post his address because they disagree with what he's doing. So
Wow.
I don't think that's a good plan, and
No.
because that could turn into a big problem in a big hurry. Because all of a sudden, if that's okay, then we can publish everybody's address. So
Wow.
bad idea. This has been Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Now your scoop of the day, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Health officials are warning that kids have increased their screen time during the COVID lockdown by what percentage, Heidi?
I'm going to say 23.
Wow, you're way off. 500%.
Whoa.
So, but here's the thing. Before, when kids would leave and go to school, they weren't sitting in front of a screen that
That's
whole time.
true.
But
They were
now
at
their
school.
entire school time was in front
And
of
they
a
were
screen.
able to go to the park, and they were able to.
Now they can't go to the parks.
Can't do anything.
So kids' screen time, children's screen time, increased by 500%.
That is horrifying because it was already pretty high to
It
begin
was.
with.
KFC, also known as Kentucky Fried Chicken, is this is just a weird story. They're working with a Russian 3D bioprinting company to create lab-produced chicken nuggets. According to their press release, KFC's Meat of the Future concept will take animal flesh cells and turn them into a paste and then print them into sheets.
No thanks.
Um,
No, thank you. I will not be eating it.
that doesn't sound tasty to me. Who knows? Next? What's the next idea? let's Kentucky Fry something else. A former Jeffrey Epstein employee says she once saw a video of Prince Andrew with a topless woman, and that Epstein and Ms. Maxwell referred to him as Randy Andy. So Prince Andrew apparently, even though he keeps, saying,
It never happened. It wasn't real.
and I watched a video where they're like, have you ever been to the island? Oh, yes. Have you been here? Yes. Have you been there? Yes. What'd you do at those places? Oh, nothing.
Just hung out. We're just chilling.
It's not looking good for you, Prince Andrew, or Randy Andy, as your friends call you. A video of a bear approaching a group of girls in Mexico and sniffing their hair has gone viral. Here's why. The crazy video shows one of the girls taking a selfie as the bear is hovering over her shoulder, sniffing her hair. So if there's a bear hovering over my shoulder, the last thing I'm going to do is take a selfie. First thing I'm going to do is try to run faster than all my friends. It's just a bad idea.
You should consider a run for president.
Would you just stop? A federal prosecutor could soon release Ghislaine Maxwell's testimony about her sex life that was given back in 2016. So that was given in 2016 in a completely different case. Now they're saying, hey, we think that should be released. That testimony should be released. So I don't know exactly what we're going to find there, but the whole story is so bizarre. We watched a thing on Netflix about it, and it's
disgusting.
just sad and, just not good. Police in Sussex, England, responded to a video of a large apex predator on the loose, only to find out that the large apex predator was just a stuffed jaguar. It was just stuffed animal. So, yeah, they had
Couldn't have been that large.
well, who knows? I don't know how big it was. And SpaceX founder Elon Musk is now the 5th richest man in the world. Let me look on the list. Am I in the top? Nope.
We're not there.
Am I in the top?
We're
Nope.
not even.
Top
nope.
million? Nope.
Nope.
No, we're on the list. That's not my priority. So there you go. Thanks for listening to your Scoop of the Day on the John and Heidi Show. Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. It's another Movie Star Monday, and I'm super excited to visit with Stephen Gilchrist Glover. And you're probably going, who in the world is that? Well, he's known professionally as SteveO. He's a TV personality and a stunt performer, actor, writer, producer, and stand-up comedian. And we've got him on the line right now. SteveO, how you doing, man?
I'm very well, thank you.
I think there's a lot of people who get very concerned for your safety because you do some things that are kind of dangerous, don't you?
I sure do. Yeah.
I'm on the website, SteveO.com right now, and I see as I'm getting ready to watch the trailer, I'd already watched it, but it says, warning, the following features terrible behavior, graphic nudity, and stunts going horribly wrong while under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, the producers must insist that no one attempt to recreate or reenact any stunts or activities performed on this show. I think that's the first time I've ever had to say that for a comedy special, but it's not just a comedy special, right? Because you have, in addition to being on stage telling the stories, we get to see what you're talking about.
For sure, yeah. I was really excited to have put together this whole act. When you're telling a story, there's no limit to how crazy you can make it. But the thing was, with me, the stories I was telling, I was like, wait a second, most of this stuff happened on camera. So why don't I cut it all together so that while you're watching me perform the act, the actual footage is also edited in to illustrate the stories, and my head exploded. I was able to find a home for footage that is really not allowed anywhere.
It's really kind of neat the way it is put together, because you'll see a scene where you're on stage telling the story, then you'll see the video of the story, and then you'll even see a scene in here where on stage you have some of the people that you worked with coming on to tell their part of the story too. That's really cool.
The guys don't come on stage to tell stories. They come on stage to do stunts. It's just loaded with action from start to finish, and it was so cool to get the gang back together for the first time since we lost Ryan Dunn.
Let's talk about how that gang got together in the first place. When did all of this start, and more importantly, how in the world did all of this start?
It started from skateboard videos. Historically, skateboard videos have always had like crazy, funny stuff in them, because even a skateboarder can't watch nothing but skateboarding for an entire hour. And so there's always been a kind of comic relief, like craziness, to break up the monotony. And I made it my job to provide that type of entertainment in skateboard videos. And there was one series called Big Brother Magazine. The guys, they really became popular, and the guy in charge of it said, why don't we take out all the skateboarding and just use the crazy stuff for a TV show? And it was quite that simple.
Needless to say, it was somewhat successful, I think, extremely successful.
It definitely has some longevity and certainly found an audience, yeah.
Now, as that started taking off, it's like the stunts had to get bigger and bigger, and you got in a situation where your life was in danger many times, wasn't it?
For sure, yeah. And I keep doing stuff like that all the time, man. Not all the time, but I'm always up to something.
As you look back at that, are there times that you did things where now, a little older, a little wiser, you look back and say, I probably shouldn't have done that one? Or is it a bunch of things?
Sure, man. There's plenty of that. And for the most part, I'm always planning something that I probably shouldn't do.
But at the end of the day, thank goodness, thus far it's worked out, and I'm happy for you that it's worked out. As people are watching the new special, Gnarly, and they get a chance to kind of see behind the scenes a little bit, is there anything in particular you want them to know going into this?
Well, there's, I don't know, there's a surprise at the end. After the scene where I get covered in third-degree burns and have surgery, it's skin grafts on 15% of my body, which it's got the worst, like most painful stunt that I've ever had happen. And I did that for this project, so it's finally out there. And the end is a big surprise where I proposed to my girl on stage.
That's awesome.
She had no idea it was coming.
That is fantastic. Now, the proposal part is cool, but I want to say for all that other stuff we just talked about, kids, do not try this stuff at home.
Right. Yeah.
You need to be 18 even to just watch the trailer, but I've got a link to that. I've got a link to the trailer, and folks can watch the video. It's out right now at SteveO.com. Steve, thank you for taking the time to chat, man.
Hey, I appreciate it, dude. Thank you.
And again, SteveO, and the new program is called Gnarly, and you can find it right now on his website, SteveO.com. We have a link to it in the show notes for today at JohnandHeidiShow.com.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The world's tallest swing is 2,300 feet. It's on the edge of a cliff in China. It recently opened. Would you swing on that?
No.
You sit in the swing and you go back and forth and you swing out over the edge.
I would not.
2,300 feet. So that's a long ways. You would not want to fall off that swing.
No, you wouldn't.
No, that is today's fun fact on the John and Heidi Show. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline, Mexico. Archaeologists in Mexico discovered tools inside a cave that show humans were living on this continent 30,000 years ago, which is 15,000 years earlier than they previously thought. So they found, you know how they knew that?
I have no idea how
One of the
they
tools
knew that.
said it's craftsman, and it said it was guaranteed from...
Ah.
No, it didn't really.
I see.
I have no idea how they know that.
They had a receipt.
Yes, there was a receipt in from Lowe's. All right, this is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Time now for a little bit of weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A naked man walking around a hotel identified himself as Batman when deputies asked who he was. Charlotte County Sheriff's Office say they went to Suncoast Inn late Friday when a manager said, hey, there's a naked dude strolling around. He's trying to get into a room. Deputies found 49-year-old Christopher L. Jackson sitting at a table outside the hotel. He was uncooperative. When they asked, who are you? He said, I'm Batman. He was,
Everybody
in fact,
knows Batman has a costume.
Yeah, he was, in fact, not Batman. He told them that he had a room at the hotel, locked himself out accidentally. Hotel manager said Jackson was not a guest at that hotel. He was arrested at the hotel for exposure and loitering and prowling. He has a warrant, Sarasota, for larceny charges. So he stays in jail for a while, so he won't go homeless.
Well, that's not good.
No, it's not. Bad idea. It is today's weird news. Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Miami man defrauded the federal government out of nearly $4 million in emergency paycheck protection program funds, the PPP. He used as part of a windfall to pay for a $318,000 Lamborghini sports car.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. 29-year-old David Hines.
That's not going to raise any
Not
red
at all.
flags.
Been charged with bank fraud and 2 other felonies, according to criminal complaint unsealed. Federal agents allege that he submitted 7 separate loans to the Bank of America, seeking a total of $13.5 million. That's how much he was trying to get. But he said that they're intended to retain workers and all that. Well, anyway, he doesn't have any of that. He doesn't have any of those things. 3 of his loan applications were approved. The others were not. He ended up depositing $3.984 million into accounts. It says here he used $318,000 of that to buy a 2020 Lamborghini Hurricane Evo. His accounts were subsequently seized, and the car has now been taken back. So
We clearly didn't ask for anywhere near enough money.
We did something wrong. What did we do wrong? Oh, we obeyed the law. That's what it is. No, I think we did it right. Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, fake news or Florida. Police in St. Johns County arrested an elderly man who tried to run over his neighbor with a tractor. Fake news or Florida?
I'm going to say Florida.
And you are correct.
Ha!
So I think we talked about this because when we talked about it, I'm almost positive, I said, why would you do that? And you said, oh, maybe he had it coming. Does that sound like something you would say?
That does sound like something I would say. And he probably did have it coming.
I doubt it. I don't think so. Otherwise, we would not know about this. That is today's fake news or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Take a listen to this, Heidi. I think this is a really cool story. Headline says, Lowe's employees surprise hardworking 13-year-old with new lawnmower. So here's what's going on. In Tennessee, it says here, a 13-year-old has a brand new lawnmower after his broke down. Gabriel is 13. He's been mowing as many lawns as he can to earn some money, and he was buying used lawnmowers at yard sales and pawn shops, things to keep him going because they'd keep breaking down. And then he met Shannon Ingram, who works at a Lowe's in Cleveland, Tennessee. Ingram and Gabriel chatted in the aisle while the teenager was browsing the store's lawnmowers. Says he mowed 7 yards yesterday and his mower died, is what Ingram posted in her Facebook post. And she said then he went to help level a yard for a swimming pool until 11 p.m. She said, needless to say, when he came in to buy a mower, we were going to sell him one with whatever he had saved. But that is when she and the team at Lowe's decided, you know what, let's do something even better. Let's just buy the lawnmower for him.
Oh.
Says we couldn't miss the chance to participate in his success, so we gave it to him. Says all I asked is for him to remember us and to come work on our team when he's old enough. What a great young man.
That's fantastic.
It's really, really cool. And as soon as this hit social media, the post went viral, and people were saying, hey, how can we donate to help this young man's business? So a GoFundMe page has been set up, and thousands of dollars have already poured in to help this young man and to encourage him to continue doing what he's doing. So that's pretty cool.
But what does he need the money for if they gave him the lawnmower?
Money for gas, money
But
to get
he
from
gets
place to place.
Paid from
He does.
his jobs for the gas.
Absolutely.
I mean, the good deed was already done. I
good
think
deed has
maybe
been done.
going overboard there with.
But think about this. Now he can buy a whole fleet of lawnmowers and mow all kinds of stuff. I have no idea. I don't know. I didn't set up the GoFundMe. This is a good news story, Heidi. Don't question it.
Okay.
If you would like to read about it, I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening on a Monday.